Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video, I'm going to be sharing about decoder locks and why you should be using them, and also just a quick intro on how you can use them. So if you have already mastered all the easy tables, right? You've been using the easy DEX swaps, the easy NFT sales, and you're wondering what other data is out there for me to analyze, well, this is the perfect video for you, because as much as we like the easy tables to be comprehensive, and they are, but there are new, always new sectors, always new platforms that we aren't covered yet in the easy tables, right? And so today I'll be sharing you what decoded locks are and how you can use them, so you can see the vast amount of data that is not explored yet. Alright, so let's begin. I will be using any of the EVM decoder locks, but I'll just start with Ethereum. And you can find it here. There are two decoded event logs table, but just stick with using the easy one. So easy decoded event logs table, right? And the thing about using this table is, just add a filter here. I'm just going to say something like this, and we're just going to see what sort of information is available in this table. Now, while this thing loads, and I think this loads because I need to specify a contract address, because if not, you'll be joining everything. But anyway, we'll just let it load. So, what are event logs, right? So, whenever let's say you want to transfer WEF, right, wrap Ethereum to another address, you would interact with WEF and call the transfer function, right? You're calling, excuse me, you're calling functions. Oh god, I gotta rehydrate. 1 sec. Okay, sorry about that. So when you call the transfer function on WEF, say, okay, I want to transfer from my address to this address for this amount, right? And whenever the transfer function is emitted, how the WEF contract is coded in the smart contract is that whenever the function is triggered, an event can be emitted. And events are just sort of like maybe like a summarized information of what happened in traces. And why would devs use event is because maybe traces can get very complicated, and so to summarize all of the things that happen, they just use events to have all the information emitted in one event, right? So just to show you what events look like, this is Etherscan, and there's one log here, and in this case, approval, right? Approval, the approval event, right? This is emitted as an event whenever you approve a token to be spent. But there can be many types of events, right? And then decoded event logs, which is then taking these raw event logs and then making it or decoding them so that you can use the data easily. So you can see how there is owner spender sort of value here, right? And all this information is then available in the decoded log column. So there is owner spender value, right? So this makes it very easy to extract the information so that you can use it very easily. Okay, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to first show you like how to just best use this. So let's say you want to track all of the approvals, right? And you want to track, let's see, what are they approving actually? I think they're approving the what's this called? The liquidity, the token you get when you provide liquidity. So let's just do that. So there are two filters that you need to filter for, or rather three, right, including timestamp. So just remember these three filters. One is of course your timestamp filter, and then the two other filters is contract address, okay, and event name. Let's say you want to look at all approval events coming out of from this contract. This is how you would filter them, right? Contract address, event name, boom, done. You don't have to worry about any other columns here. Yeah, I think that's it, right? Origin, function nature, origin from address to address. Don't have to worry about them. Just use this filters right here: block timestamp, contract address, and approval. And what this does is it tells you all. It then brings all of the transactions or events that have these filters, and so now we can sort of write this sort of query where we get the raw all the events, right, before we aggregate the events and make some sort of metrics, right? So to extract this out of the decoder log, right? This is a simple JSON column. So decoder log, you will do something like this, right? Sorry, owner, and then I usually cast it as a string because there is this quotation marks. So just to remove them, it's called this owner, right? So decoder log, right, expander, right, so on and so forth. Very straightforward. I'll just run this so you can see what it looks like. But now this should run pretty quickly because we have now specified a contract address. Previously we just specified a timestamp, which takes very long to filter. But if we have a specific contract address, this now returns you result very fast. Okay, so now you can see the owner is now a specific column by itself, and then decoder log is of course the full decoder log. So you can extract all this other information out here as well to be its own individual columns. And then you can do your usual metrics, right? You can count, you can sum, whatever, right? So this is how you would use decoder logs, right? And so then the question comes, what information can I get out of decoder logs? Okay, so here comes part two. So maybe I'll just comment out all this and call this as like filters to use. Okay, now if you look at our easy tables, right? We have DeFi, right? We have DEXs, we have swaps, then we have lending markets, right? Liquid staking, and then NFT sales, NFT loans, right? What other categories are missing here? Well, a lot, right? We have no table describing gaming, describing real world assets, or even DeSci, right? Decentralized science, something I learned recently in DEF CON. But all these categories you can analyze, right? Let's take the first one, for example, DeSci. I came to know about this project in DEF CON as well, right? Called Molecule, and it's essentially funding for, I guess, science research projects. I buy like some, I don't know what's this. But if you go to the website here, and if you scroll all the way down, it records all the funding, right? This, for example, 3 ETH, and funded by who. And then if you click on this link, it goes to a base transaction or transaction on base. And of course you can go to logs, which will show you the event logs, and try to find which event is the unique event that you can then extract to analyze. So this first event here is a NFT transfer event. Probably not super helpful. But the next event called Traded, right? That itself already sounds interesting. And without looking through the docs, which you should, roughly what I'm getting at is that this person, this trader, spent this amount of ETH, 3 ETH, receives this amount back in some sort of token, and the unique identifier for the project might be this, right, 30771. You can also verify if this number here correlates to this number, which I think is right? So it sounds like what's happening is that in order to fund the project, you sort of you pay ETH, and then you receive some amount, but you don't know what exactly is this amount, right? And then there's some sort of identifier for the project. So if you combine all this information, if you extract all this information in your Decoded event logs, you should be able to then, extract all the information and sort of like do your regular metrics. Now that I'm looking at this more, it seems like the amount here correlates to the ERC 1155 value. So that's an interesting way to track. So when you fund a project, you're issued an ERC 1155, and the amount that you receive, or the quantity of the NFT that you receive, corresponds to how much you pay. Okay, but let's try to filter this event, right? So what you would do is you would go to overview to get the date, so November 18, and this is on base, so we'll use base. And then I'll call this molecule DSci. Okay, so select from base.core.ez decoded event logs table, where the timestamp November 18, right? So 24, 18, November 18. Again, same filters, right? One timestamp, contract address, and event name. So contract address would be this. Contract address is this. Sometimes when you copy the address, it's in uppercase, so you need to apply the lower function, so something like this, right? Lower. And then of course event name would be this. So event name is traded, and event name is traded. Okay. Then you would just do normally for event logs, I like to do transaction hash, timestamp, event index, then decoded log, right? But yeah, just to see what sort of information is available here. Yeah, you can see all the information here is related. It's the same as what you saw on base scan, and then you can then extract all this information out. Right? You can, for example, if you extract ETH amount, you can then count or sum the amount of ETH people have spent, right? Who spent the most ETH, buying which projects, so on and so forth. Okay, so that's a like a use case of how you can case study of how you can use this one for an actual project that is not being covered in any of the easy tables, right? And I don't think anyone's doing this analysis. So big advantage for you to be able to capture this. What am I saying? No one's doing this, so go at it, right? Okay. All right. The other thing I want to mention is that you can, of course, use other websites to get you more insight. So there's gaming RWA, right? Real world assets. So there's this categories tab on CoinGecko, and you can filter for category and then filter for gaming, and look through all the things here, see which ones are its own project on an AVM, and then click on the project and see if there are any there are any activities on chain, right? Basically. Now I'm gonna look for RWA. They even have one. Oh, I need to change here, I think. So categories and then RWA. There you go, real world assets. Okay, let's go to mantra, right? Scroll down and try to read. Okay, it says mantra is a label 1 blockchain, so that means it is its own blockchain. So I don't think wait, why is that Ethereum? Okay, but you know, if it's on blockchain, we don't have this data for this, so we need to skip this and move on. Ondo sounds familiar. Okay, cool. So it is a protocol, and it is an EVM protocol, so that's good. So then I'll click on docs, and there is very detailed docs here, right? Smart contract addresses or USG, right? I have no idea what all this means, but obviously you can read through all the documentation to try to understand how this protocol works. Oh, it's even on Polygon. Oh, cool. Okay, so this tells me that this is the smart contract investors use on the front end to instantly buy or redeem OUSG. So let's take a look. Okay, so right off the bat, I am seeing several events. I'm seeing a redeem, I'm seeing mint, right? And instant mint, right? I have no idea what all this mean, but let's look at mint. It sounds like it's minting something. Okay, so it looks like what's happening here is this this address is able to pay this amount of USDC in exchange for the US government bond, a short-term US government bond, right? So looks like Ondo is a real-world asset protocol that allows people to mint, allows people exposure to the US government or short-term government bond on-chain, right? You pay USDC, you get this sort of thing. Now, what does the event looks like? So let's see. Okay, there's an instant mint or USG here, right? Mint fees deducted, right? There's a bunch of events and you're not sure where to even begin. So I'm going to teach you a trick. So of course I'm going to copy the contract address first and then go back to my query. So I'll call this Ondo RWA, and then it's the Ethereum decoded. Okay, contract address equals to lower. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to do decoded log transaction hash. Now the trick you can use to sort of see all possible decoded, all possible event names is to write something like this and then do qualify, right, row number, partition by event name, order by descending. So this tells me I know there's a lot of event names here. Give me only one example of each event name and give me the latest example. So essentially that's what's happening here. Oh, I forgot to add a date, so let's just add a timestamp filter. Sure. Okay. Alright, cool. So that's fast. So by doing this qualify row number, we are then able to get all of the possible event names and then examples of how the data looks like for the decoder log, so that then we can then build our own CTEs, right, related to maybe each of these events. So let's just briefly take a look here, right? There's instant mint OSG, redeem fees, builder redemption, instant redemption, right? Excuse me. So yeah, instant mint, instant redemption looks like these are the two main events, but of course you have to read the docs to understand better what are the other event the events mean, right? Yeah, pretty straightforward. Very clean event. So maybe what you can imagine is that you would do one CTE on the mint, another CTE on the redemption, and then sort of I don't know, combine the two somehow at the end, right? But yeah, this is how to look for all event names for a given contract. Alright, cool. Besides CoinGecko, I also found that radar, and I was looking at games on Base, and I was looking at Stokefire. Right, sounds interesting. I was trying to find like where is the documentation, and then I think I found this website, and then there's docs here. Amazing, right? So now you have all the contracts here, right? Again, read the docs to or better yet, play the game to understand like what are the things that can be done on chain, so that it gives you more context of what the events would represent, right? So let's click on this contract over here, and then yeah, it looks like they have 1 million transactions. Pretty impressive. And all this looks like it's related to the game, right? Like attack village, build hut, speed up shop, bunch of different stuffs here. But I'm gonna go ahead and click on one of these and just see what the event looks like. So attack village, attacker village ID, target village ID, resource total. Okay. Yeah, gaming related information that would make a lot of sense if you play the game or read the docs, which your audience would understand this as well, if it's targeted to people who play this game or the devs. So same thing, we can try to do this thing, but for the base contract. So I'm going to copy this, paste it here, and then comment this out, right? Call this base gaming Stokefire. Okay, so change this to base, and then change the contract to this contract, which is this, and that's it. Run the same query. It's reusable query just to see what are all the event names. Oh wow, we have 19 results, so a lot of different actions that can be taken. Commit defense, assign villages to lumber camp, all good stuff here, which I don't think anyone's doing analysis on. So again, huge opportunity. The amount of data available on chain is vast. Don't have to do the same analysis over and over again. Amazing, right? Okay. So that's how you would combine using websites like CoinGecko or DebRadar to find projects, find the docs, find the contracts, and then begin plugging the contracts into queries like this, just to give you an overview of what are the available events out there. And then I would close this off by maybe just doing this. So select all from this, just to show you like what the amount of data on chain that is still untapped, uncovered, unanalyzed, right? So let's go through the list of event names, right? Mint claim. What exactly is mint claim, right? What exactly is this project? This could be a whole dashboard by itself. Receive from chain, so this must be some sort of breach, right? Again, cool stuff. Rank claim. What rank are they claiming? Am I missing out on something important here? Strat harvest, harvested, TVL, one harvested, right? So many interesting things that you can look at on chain, and if you're bored of all this, you can of course filter out where event name is not transfer, right? Not transfer, not rank claim, and just get more examples. Take a look at this one. Event name E1, decoded log A1, right? I have no idea what this means, but it's so interesting. Right, emission token, new index, new timestamp. Bunch of different stuff. So yeah, my point here being, if you've really mastered the arts of the easy tables, go ahead and try the decoded logs table. It would give you so much more data to work with, and of course, new topics to explore. And I think that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any other topic suggestions. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.